Venom Incarnat by Stéphane Humbert Lucas is one of the line which has God of Fire, Sand Dance and some others in it. This line was released a few years ago and I'm working my way through the collection. I've already reviewed God of Fire, so if you haven't seen that review, take a look. But this one is Venom Incarnat. So as you can see, it's in the typical snake bottle with the snake tail on the top. This one is in red and the other bottles have the corresponding colours. It has the name of the fragrance just here. It's got the fragrance house just underneath and it's got the lovely snake with the jewelled eyes there. The information for the fragrance is on the bottom, and this bottle is a 50ml bottle like all of the others, and the volume is 80% volume, so that is 20% perfume oil. So maybe a touch lower than I'd like, but later in the review you'll see why this might not be a problem. So the bottle itself, very nice. I do like this bottle. Right, let's give it a spritz. Let's check the atomizer. Decent atomizer there. One in the air, two on the hand, because I do have something on my other hand, so it'll have to be on this hand for today. Very shiny there, which is nice. Immediately you hit with those top notes. Let's run through what's in the notes. So in the top, you've got a lovely combination. You've got strawberry, you've got wild strawberry, you've got caramel, and you've got some blackberry in there. Then going in the mid, it's more berries. You've got raspberry, you've got Virginian cedar, and you've got some cinnamon. And then going into the base, you have Russian leather, some more caramel, as was seen in the top. There's also vanilla, tonka bean, patchouli, and balsam fir. I just had to check if that was Peru balsam. It's balsam fir. So you've got 4 notes in the top, 3 in the mid, and 6 in the base there. You've got caramel in the top, you've got caramel in the base. This means it is a sweet fragrance. You've got 3 berries in the top, the wild strawberry, the strawberry and the blackberry, and then you've also got some raspberry in the mid. So you've got 4 berries in there, 3 of which are red, just like the bottle, and 1 of which is blackberry. So all in all, I think it's a nice combination of notes. And now that the notes have covered, and I'll give it some time to dissipate, let's see what we've got. What's really nice there is that, yes, you get the red berries in the top. You get the strawberry and the wild strawberry, whatever that may be. Maybe, the normal strawberries are plucked after they've been grown, whereas maybe the wild strawberries are running around the fields and you have to capture them. Who knows? But anyway, yes, you've got the strawberry there, but then you've got the touch of blackberry, which is a slight twist. It's a little bit tart and it's a little bit richer. So it just offsets the sweetness of the strawberry. And then you get that caramel, and that's what makes us smile. You get the lovely caramel, sugary, toffee-like sweetness, which just, it wraps these strawberries. It's almost like you've dipped the strawberries in the hot caramel, and then you see like the lovely sugared steam coming off, and then you've got the blackberry syrup just dripping off the bottom. So for me, that's what you've got. You've got the strawberry at the core, you've got the caramel just evaporating from it, giving it that lovely sweet radiance, and then you've got the blackberry just oozing and dripping off the bottom. It's a fantastic opening. It's a great combination as well. And when I saw the notes, I thought that could be up my street, because yes, it's sweet, it's got a little touch of spice in there, it's got some woods, the caramel, the vanilla and the berries. I thought would make a great combination, and it does. Now, the perfumers who worked on this, obviously Stéphane Humbert Lucas himself, but you've also got Corinne Chevalier. Now, the reason why I think that that's relevant is some people have described this fragrance as feminine. Now, I think it's perfectly unisex. Yes, it's sweet and it does lean slightly feminine. That's perfect for me. With most fragrances, if they do lean slightly feminine, I think they wear best on me. So yes, you can tell that this has just got that woman's touch. It's been carefully created. It hasn't been overdosed in any one particular note. Yes, I know there's 4 different types of berry in there, but they're all quite distinctive. It's not just a red berry overload. You can pick out the other notes. Now, going into the mid, you've got the raspberry, which is It's just a little bit of a deeper red berry. It's slightly soured, but the good thing is you've got the blackberry, which is a bit tart, you've got the raspberry, which is slightly sour, and then you've got the sweet strawberry on the top. And when you put them all together, it takes the edge off the strawberry and it gives it like a three-dimensional berry element. You've got tartness, you've got sweetness, and then you've got a little touch of sourness at the bottom, and it just brings it all together. It's very round, it's very smooth, it floats wonderfully through the air, and that's what I love about this, and I'll go on to discuss it, but oh my god, in the air this is fantastic. Now going into the mid, like I've said, you've got the raspberry, you've got the cedar, and you've got the cinnamon. Now the cinnamon, it is detectable, it adds a nice little bit of warmth there, it gives it a little bit of bite, so it's not just sweet sugary gooiness, there is some backbone here. And the cedar, the wood, it is there. It's right in the middle of the fragrance. So you've got the lovely berries, almost like on a tree, so to speak. You've got the wood in the middle. You've got the berries just hanging from the tree. But if you go in deep enough, you can get that wood. Into the base, you've got Russian leather. Never come across Russian leather before. I've heard of different types of leather, but not Russian, so that's interesting. You've got some more caramel, just in case it wasn't sweet enough. You've got vanilla, tonka bean, patchouli, and the balsam fir. Now, the balsam fir, it comes across as slightly green. It is quite sweet and somewhat herbaceous, but there's a nice little green element there, so it's not all just pure fruits. The patchouli, can't really detect it at this stage, but having worn it, I can tell you that the patchouli, it's not the deep, dark, earthy patchouli. It's almost like a kind of a lighter, almost like a kind of a dry, soily texture. So it's not deep and wet. It's just like a kind of, like almost a topsoil sprinkling there. So it's almost wood-like, and I think it complements the wood notes in here, but it doesn't turn this fragrance from the fruity sweetness to a dark damp fragrance. It doesn't do that, which is great. You've got the vanilla and the tonka bean, which work well together. Again, there's some sweetness there, a little bit of creaminess coming in now, and who doesn't like strawberries and cream? So for me, the vanilla and the tonka bean, later in the fragrance, it's almost like as them strawberries are dying down a bit, you've got a few little strawberries left in the bowl, and then here you go, you've got a lovely dollop of cream. You just whop it in there, give it a good gobble, and it just produces the magic. It's great in the base. The caramel, again, it's sweet. Now the leather, when I worn this and I was trying to detect it, for me, it's an absolute touch of suede. It's a very soft leather. It's not easy to detect, but again, and I think this is where the perfume has done very well, you've got the main focus on the berries and the caramel and the sweetness. But the fragrance, it does develop a little bit as it goes on through its life. It's not just all fruity sweetness, and you get the touch of suede. You've got the little bit of balsam fir, which turns it slightly green. You've got the little sprinkling of patchouli there, just to make sure it doesn't go overly sweet and too indulgent. And then you've got the tonka bean and vanilla, which adds the creaminess. You've got the wood in the middle, and the berries are on the top. And for me, the berries, they just melt down through the mid, over the wood. The cinnamon just warms it up slightly and melts it all together. I know I've gone on about these notes quite a bit, but for me, it's a magical combination. It's so impressive. And the cherry on the top for me is the fact it does lean slightly feminine, which I think is great. So Venom Incarnat, current price, I found it for £185 for 50ml. I think that's around £3.70 per ml, which for me, it's quite pricey. But for the line and for what I've tested, it's certainly not disappointing. And I think that that's decent value for money. Now, when I say that, I mean, I'd be happy to pay this, having smelt it and tested it and worn it. I think that that is worth the money. Now, people would say, Haz, you're looking at nearly £4 a ml, that's costly, and it is. But I'll go on and talk about the performance and longevity, and maybe just maybe, I'll be able to twist your arm. So first and foremost, the projection on this. I think it projects quite well. Couple of feet. It's got a bit of radiance there, but it's the sillage for me. There's a lovely sillage and it follows you everywhere you go. Now, when I was wearing this, I wore this at Blackpool last year for the World Match Play Darts. It was in the height of summer, really, warm days, but it didn't half carry. I was walking past people and you could see them turning when they're walking in close proximity and smiling and like, you know, it's almost like, wow, I've just caught a waft of that. And they don't expect it because I'm quite a big burly guy. And then when I've walked past and there's a lovely cloud of caramel and strawberry and vanilla. I don't think they expect it, but it has got us a few compliments. I've had a few people asking what I'm wearing, particularly females. And yes, for me, I think it projects well, but it's the sillage, it's the scent bubble, it's the trail that it leaves. It's quite captivating, it's quite evocative, and it really is, I think, pleasant and captivating are the words that I'd use for this. It's got a bit of intrigue, but it's beautiful. In the air, it is beautiful, and even smelling it relatively up close, it just is. It's sweet and it's sexy. It's called Venom Incarnat, and I wasn't really expecting it from the name, because Venom Incarnat, I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, it's going to be something with a lot of bite. It's going to be venomous. It's going to be poisonous. It's going to be a bit divisive, you know, almost like, you know, some vicious kind of fragrance, you know, like the oudie types where they take your breath away and you're like, whoa. But when I looked at the notes, I was a bit thrown. So that was another reason I had to get my nose on this, because I was intrigued, and I'm pleased that I did. Now, for me, this is a summery type of fragrance, spring, summer, you know, when the flowers are starting to bloom and the fruits are starting to grow. So I was expecting the longevity not to be great. However, I was pleasantly surprised. For me, I get a good 6-7 hours out of this. Not bad at all. Now, that is on, I would say, 4, 5, maybe 6 sprays. 6 hours, solid. Creeping, 7, maybe slightly more. So yeah, I'm going to say 6 to 7 hours on this on 4 to 6 sprays, which isn't bad for something which has got a lot of fruit in it, because usually fruits burn off quite quick and it doesn't leave you with much. There's not massively heavy notes in the base here, and that again does help it to project a bit. It lifts a bit, the nice sillage, but longevity, I think it's decent on this. And for me, 6 to 7 hours of performance, that's good enough for something with this note profile. As I've touched on just there, the seasons for this, I think it's perfect for spring, warmer spring days, and also in summer. Now, for me, this really came alive when the heat was on, when it was bright and it was sunny. This just absolutely boomed off my skin. Honestly, the lift and the projection, it was fantastic. In the heat, I was getting 2.5 feet of projection on this, and the sillage was just crazy. Everywhere I went, I could smell this, and on my clothes the next day, it was still quite apparent. So yeah, for me, spring and summer is perfect for this one. Could you edge into the autumn? I suppose you could if it's a warmer day, but for me, spring into the summer. Summer is where you'll get to see the magic of this. Do I think that this fragrance is the best in the line? Even better than the hyped God of Fire? I do. I think it is, and it is my favourite from the ones that I've tried so far. There's only a couple I haven't tried, but I must have tried in this line a good 4 or 5 of them, and for me, this is the pick of the bunch. So, Venom Incarnat by Stéphane Humbert Lucas. It's soft, it's smooth, and it just slithers into your nasal passages. Honestly, it's a fantastic fragrance, and one that you should try. It's got plenty of punch, but Venom Incarnat has got the bite that you need.